So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix channel. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared engineering services examination 2 times from electronics and telecommunication branch, both times in double digit rank. In 2014 my rank was 98 and in 2015 my rank was 25th. I have served as a Group A Gastro Officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. So most of you must have been following me on the Creatrix channel for electromagnetic field theory. So if you are a seeker of a free education, this is the channel for you, and you must understand that all these free initiatives is coming your way because of the Unacademy. So Unacademy is the revolution in the field of the free education and the affordable education. So how can you access those free courses? So if you want to access the free courses, you must immediately subscribe this channel, Creatrix channel, because all the top educators of the country is providing the free course on this channel. And that free course is absolutely brilliant in content, that is systematic, that is organized, and that is complete. So complete playlist you will be getting of a particular subject. You can develop the concept, you can gain confidence. More than that, you can love the subject. So immediately subscribe this channel. Secondly, if you want to access more free content, then you must immediately download the Unacademy Learners app, because on the Unacademy Learners app, top educators of the country are conducting the free special classes. In that free special classes, you can get topic wise clarity of a particular concept. And do not forget to follow me on the Unacademy Learning app. So you can also access the courses. So you must have two things. First is your YouTube channel. This YouTube channel, Creatrix YouTube channel, must be subscribed. Secondly, you must understand that you should have the Unacademy Learning app. That is must for you in order to crack the examination. So these are the parts of the free education. And if you want to organize your content well, if you want more comprehensive manner, if you want other advantages of the Unacademy, then what are the other initiatives that is running by the Unacademy? So another initiative that is running by the Unacademy is Unacademy Plus. So on the Unacademy Plus, this is very affordable for those who actually want to take their preparation to the next level. So आपको Unacademy Plus में क्या क्या मिलेगा? You will be getting the live classes on a fixed time, so that you can get more disciplined, you can get more organized, and you have something in your mind that at this particular time my classes are going to run. Apart from that, you will get free test series designed by the educator itself. So gone those times when we have lot of errors in the test series, we do not have the discussions of the test series. So there the test series will be conducted by the educators. They themselves will be discussing the solutions of that particular thing. So you can imagine that your preparation is going to the next level for this. Apart from that, those who have prepared themselves for the examination, so for them there are crash courses also available. Again the crash courses will going to help you in achieve good ranks. Those who have already achieved good ranks and want to improve their rank, for them there are rank improvement batches. More than that, you can also see that there are unlimited practice sessions. So what do you understand by unlimited practice session? Which means there will be various doubt solving sessions. Apart from the doubt solving sessions, there are weekly quizzes, and with the help of those weekly quizzes you can enhance your problem solving skills. So lot of unlimited doubt solving sessions, lot of quiz sessions, systematic content, structured content. You can download the PDF after the lectures, so you don't have to waste your time in order to making notes. You can utilize those times to practice the particular concepts, or you can use those times to just write down the formulas so that you can remember those formulas quickly. Apart from this plus subscription, there is also one subscription which is known as Iconic. So Iconic subscriptions are for them who actually do not have the self motivation but having the talent. So if they are having the talent and you do not have the self motivation that how can I push myself to crack the examination, so in this Iconic subscription you will be assigned a personal coach. So this personal coach is going to be with you every time, and he will help you to achieve your dreams. You will get a study planner which will be customized for you. You will get the expert guidelines who have already topped the examination. They will be basically hand holding you to crack the examination. So if you think you are not self motivated, if you think you do not have the proper background to crack any particular competitive examination, so this Iconic subscription is must for you. This is going to help you. So if you want the free education, then YouTube channel and the special classes are must for you. And if you can afford a little bit, how much you should afford, that we'll discuss in a while. But if you can afford a little bit, you should come on to this Unacademy Plus. And more than that, if you want the expedited process in your preparation, आप जल्दी से एग्जाम निकालना चाहते हैं, जल्दी से अपनी गलतियां सुधारना चाहते हैं, so this Iconic subscription is for you. Then now let us start today's lecture, which is on the communication system. So now let us start the lecture.
Hello friends, welcome to this lecture of communication system. So till now we have studied about Fourier transform. In this class we will extensively see about Fourier series. So we will discuss what is a Fourier series and how we will use the concept of Fourier series in communication system. So before actually understanding the Fourier series, let us understand few basic concepts. So first of all, I would like to discuss about the complete set of mutually orthogonal vectors. We know that if I take ax cap, ay cap and az cap and I will make a set, then this particular set represents complete set of mutually orthogonal vectors. What is the property of complete set of mutually orthogonal vectors? The property is that if I take dot product of two similar vectors, then the result is 1, which is non-zero. And if I take the dot product of two dissimilar vectors, then result is always 0. So this is the property of a complete set of mutually orthogonal vectors. Out of that set, if you choose any two different vectors, then their product will always be 0. And if you will take the same vectors, then product is going to be non-zero. And we know that if I have to write any vector, so any general vector, I can write it as 3ax cap plus 4ay cap plus 5az cap, which means any vector can be written as weighted sum of mutually orthogonal vectors. So we know that if we have a complete set of mutually orthogonal vectors, then any vector can be written by just giving it a weighted value. So weighted value is 3, 4 and 5, and if I will take the sum of all these values, then any general vector can be represented. Now replace this vector by signal. So if this vector is replaced by signal, then this ax cap, ay cap, az cap can also be replaced by signal. So what I can say that if any arbitrary vector can be written as a weighted sum of orthogonal vectors, then any arbitrary signal should also be written as weighted sum of mutually orthogonal signals. So this is the genesis of the Fourier series. So the Fourier series started from the concept that if any arbitrary vector can be written as the weighted sum of mutually orthogonal vector, then any arbitrary signal should also be written as the weighted sum of mutually orthogonal signal. So first of all, we should find out what are the complete set of mutually orthogonal signals. So if I have to decide, then first of all, I will try to discuss the complete set of mutually orthogonal real signals. Then again, if I have complete set of mutually orthogonal signals, suppose it has n number of signals which are mutually orthogonal signal, then the inner product of any two vectors should always be 0 in a particular time period, and the inner product of same vectors should not be 0. So the dot product of vectors has been transformed to the inner product of signals. So in case of vectors we were taking dot product, in case of signals we will take inner product, and inner product is defined as the integration of the signal x1 t multiplied with x2 complex t. So this is also 0 to 2 pi by omega naught. Then it is said to be complete set of mutually orthogonal real signals. So any two vector out of these n vectors, or any two signal out of these n signals, should satisfy this property, that their inner product x1t into x2 conjugate dt should be 0 in this particular time period, and x1t into x1 conjugate dt should not be equal to 0 in this particular time period. So first of all, I will decide complete set of mutually orthogonal signal, and that is cos n omega naught t sin n omega naught t, where n varies from 1 to infinity. It represents complete set of mutually orthogonal signal in time period 0 to 2 pi by omega naught. Which means if I will integrate two signals in 0 to 2 pi by omega naught, then it should always be 0, while if I take inner product of same signal x1t into x1 conjugate t dt, it should never be 0. So these two concepts which we should verify. So let me expand it. I can write it as 1 cos omega naught t comma cos 2 omega naught t dash dash dash. I should also write the sine terms, which is sine omega naught t, sine 2 omega naught t, and all the terms. So let me take any two signals arbitrarily. So I am choosing this signal and this signal. So I have to calculate 0 to 2 pi by omega naught cos omega naught t into sin omega naught t conjugate dt. So sin omega naught t is a real signal, so conjugate does not matter. So it becomes cos omega naught t into sin omega naught t dt. So I can write it as 1 by t 0 to 2 pi by omega naught sin 2 omega naught t dt, and we know that sin omega naught t will have omega naught cycles in 2 pi interval, or I can write it as it will have one cycle in time period of 2 pi by omega naught. So this 2 omega naught cycles will occur in 2 pi for sin 2 omega naught t, or I can say that 2 cycles will occur in 2 pi by omega naught. So this sin 2 omega naught t will have 2 cycles between 2 pi by omega naught, so the area under the curve will always be 0. So you can see that whenever I am choosing two different signals from this particular set, their dot product is always going to be 0. Now let me choose two similar signals. So again I have to calculate this 0 to 2 pi by omega naught cos omega naught t into cos omega naught t conjugate dt. So it comes out to be 0 to 2 pi by omega naught cos square omega naught t dt. I can write this expression as 0 to 2 pi by omega naught 1 by 2 dt plus 0 to 2 pi by omega naught cos 2 omega naught t by 2 dt. Again, this cos 2 omega naught t will have 2 cycles in this particular time period, so it becomes 0, and this expression comes out to be pi by omega naught, which is non-zero. So the product of two dissimilar signals in this particular set is always giving the value of 0, while the inner product of two similar signals is giving the value of non-zero. So we can say that this particular expression comma sin n omega naught t, where n is varying from 1 to infinity, it is representing complete set of mutually orthogonal real signals. We know that any arbitrary signal can be written as weighted sum of complete set of mutually orthogonal signals. So let me consider a signal. So I am considering this signal. This is the signal x of t, and it is a periodic signal. So this is 0, this is t naught by 2, this is t naught, and this signal is a periodic signal. The fundamental time period of this signal is t naught, and it is extending from minus infinity to plus infinity. So now this signal is a periodic non-sinusoidal signal. Now we have recently understood that any arbitrary vector can be written as weighted sum of mutually orthogonal vectors. So if I have to write this periodic non-sinusoidal signal x of t as a weighted sum of mutually orthogonal signals, then we have complete set of mutually orthogonal signals, that is 1 cos n omega naught t comma sin n omega naught t, and where n is varying from 1 to infinity. So if I have to write the equivalent signal from this, so I can write it as, I will take this particular signal, assign a weight, and I will write the weighted sum of signals. So I can write it as a naught into 1 plus a1 into cos omega t plus a2 into cos 2 omega t. I am assigning the weight a1, a2 and so on, and I am multiplying the signal as well. Or I can write b1 sin omega naught t plus b2 sin 2 omega naught t up to infinity. So now we can see that this signal is having triangular variation, and this triangular signal has been written as the weighted sum of orthogonal signals. So this x of t is representing weighted sum of harmonically related mutually orthogonal signals. Here you have to see a term harmonically related. Harmonically related means if the fundamental frequency of cos omega naught t is omega naught, another signal is cos 2 omega naught, another signal is sin omega naught, sin 2 omega naught, or you can see here that this n is varying from 1 to infinity, which means all these mutually orthogonal signals are harmonically related, which means all the signals has frequencies which are multiple of the fundamental frequency omega naught. So all the signals has frequency which is the multiple of omega naught. So this term harmonically related means all the signals has frequency which is multiple of fundamental frequency omega naught. So now we had the signal x of t something like this, and equivalently we have written this signal as a naught plus a1 cos omega naught plus a2 cos 2 omega naught t and so on, plus b1 sin omega naught t plus b2 sin 2 omega naught t and so on. Now I can also write it as a naught plus n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t, and this expression is also periodic with time period 2 pi by omega naught. This t naught is also 2 pi by omega naught. So what you have done, you have written this particular non-sinusoidal signal as the weighted sum of harmonically related orthogonal sinusoidals, and this is nothing but the Fourier series representation. So what Fourier series exactly does? Fourier series is a method by which a non-sinusoidal signal, which is our arbitrary signal, can be equivalently written as weighted sum of harmonically related orthogonal sinusoids, and these sinusoids are orthogonal in the time period 0 to 2 pi by omega naught, and this set is cos n omega naught t comma sin n omega naught t, where n varies from 1 to infinity, gives the complete set of harmonically related orthogonal sinusoids in the time period 0 to 2 pi by omega naught. So from here we should be able to understand that whenever any periodic signal is given which is having a non-sinusoidal variation, so that non-sinusoidal variation can be broken into mutually orthogonal sinusoids which are harmonically related, and we will take the weighted sum of all those harmonics. So whenever we have to find out the harmonics of a periodic signal which is non-sinusoidal in nature, then we will write its Fourier series, and that Fourier series will give us the weighted sum of harmonically related orthogonal sinusoids of that particular signals. So whenever we have to write the Fourier series, so the Fourier series and the given signal will always be equal. This is your non-sinusoidal signal or the arbitrary signal, and this is the weighted sum of harmonically related mutually orthogonal signals. So this is the basis of the Fourier series. So I'm repeating it again. The Fourier series is a method by which you can write a non-sinusoidal signal as the weighted sum of harmonically related mutually orthogonal signals. So this particular representation of a signal, this is your non-sinusoidal signal. This particular representation a naught plus n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t is known as trigonometric Fourier series. And the terms a naught, an, bn are known as trigonometric Fourier series coefficient. In short form, I'll be writing this Fourier series coefficient as FSC. So we must understand the formulas of all these terms. So A naught becomes 1 by T naught 0 to T naught xt dt. So it represents area of non-sinusoidal xt in one time period divided by time period. The formula of An becomes 2 by T naught minus T naught by 2 T naught by 2, which basically represents one time period, xt cos n omega naught t dt. And the formula of Bm becomes 2 by T naught minus T naught by 2 to plus T naught by 2, which represents a fundamental time period, xt sine n omega naught t dt. So from here you can observe that whenever you will solve this expression, after the integration, when you will put the limit of t, this t will vanish and it will remain the function of n omega naught only. This will also be the function of n omega naught only, and the value of a naught will always be constant. So let me write this trigonometric Fourier series into some alternate form. So this is our Fourier series a naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t. Let me assume an equal to Rn cos phi n and Bn equal to Rn sin phi n. So from here I can write Rn as An square plus Bn square and tan phi n as Bn by An. So let me put all these values here. So I can write this a naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity Rn cos phi n cos n omega naught t plus Rn sin phi n sin n omega naught t. So this expression can be written as a naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity Rn cos n omega naught t minus phi n. From here you can also calculate the value of R naught. Whenever you will put R naught, it will become a naught square plus b naught square. We know that b starts from b1, b2 and so on. Whenever I will put n equal to 1, 2, 3, so it becomes a1, a2, a3 and so on, and we have only a naught, which means only a variable has naught as a suffix, which means b naught does not exist or the value of b naught is 0. So from here R naught always becomes equal to a naught. Here also if I have to calculate tan phi naught, so it becomes b naught by a naught. B naught is always 0, it becomes 0, so phi naught always is 0. So these two calculations are also important. So which this R naught, this a naught can also be written as R naught, and it becomes 1 to infinity Rn cos n omega naught t minus phi n, or I can write this non-sinusoidal x of t in the form of harmonically related mutually orthogonal sinusoidal signals, which is the Fourier series, as summation of n equal to 0 to infinity Rn cos n omega naught minus phi n. So this is the equivalent representation of the signal. So now let me again connect these two diagrams. So this was the non-sinusoidal signal x of t. It has the fundamental time period t naught, which is 2 pi by omega naught, and its equivalent representation we have written as r naught plus r1 cos omega naught t minus phi 1 plus r2 cos 2 omega naught t minus phi 2 plus r3 cos 3 omega naught t minus phi 3 and so on. So whenever someone asks me what is the frequency component present in this time domain signal, so till now we have understood that by seeing the time domain signal we cannot tell about the frequency components. So if I have to tell about the frequency components of a periodic signal, so what I will do, first of all I will write its Fourier series. Whenever I have written the Fourier series, then you can see that this particular non-sinusoidal signal has been broken into different sinusoids, and this different sinusoids has frequency, magnitude as well as phase. So this R naught is known as DC component of non-sinusoidal signal x of t. This R1 cos omega naught t minus phi 1 is known as first harmonic or fundamental harmonic of non-sinusoidal signal x of t, and this first harmonic or fundamental harmonic has amplitude R1, frequency omega naught or f naught, and the phase as phi 1. Similarly, this term is known as second harmonic of non-sinusoidal signal x of t, and its amplitude is R2, frequency is 2 omega naught or 2 f naught, and phase is minus phi 2 and so on. So you can see that this particular non-sinusoidal signal, which was periodic also, has different harmonics, and those harmonics are R0 plus R1 plus R2 and so on. So what happens if R0 is non-zero? If R0 is non-zero, then we can say that x of t contains DC component or frequency of 0 Hz. What happens if R1 is non-zero? If R1 is non-zero, which means this component will be non-zero, which means x of t contains first harmonic, and the frequency of the first harmonic is nothing but f naught or omega naught. What happens if R2 is non-zero? Then xt will contain this particular harmonic, which is second harmonic, and the frequency of the second harmonic is 2f naught or 2 omega naught. So whenever we have to calculate the frequency of a non-sinusoidal periodic signal, whenever we have to calculate the frequency of the non-sinusoidal periodic signal, from anywhere we have to calculate Rn, and we know that x of t, which is the non-sinusoidal signal, contains only those harmonics for which Rn is non-zero. Because if Rn becomes 0, then that particular harmonic itself will become 0. So suppose if we calculated R5 to be 0, then we know that if R5 is 0, so R5 cos 5 omega naught t minus phi of 5 will also be 0, which means this particular 5 omega naught or 5 f naught frequency will be absent in x of t. So this is very fundamental observation which you should understand. So suppose we have any signal x of t which is non-sinusoidal periodic signal, and we know that the Rn is 0 for all n even. So what we can comment? Rn is 0 for all n even, which means R0 is 0, R2 is 0, R4 is 0, R6 is 0, and so on. So we can say that this x of t signal contains only those harmonics for which R1 is non-zero, R3 is non-zero, R5 is non-zero, R7 is non-zero. Or we can say that if R1 is non-zero, so it will contain frequency f0, R3 is non-zero, so it will contain 3f0, R5 is non-zero, so it will contain 5f0, 7f0, and so on. So for the calculation of the frequency of a non-sinusoidal periodic signal, we will calculate Rn and we will observe for which values of n Rn is 0. Those harmonics will be absent, and for the values of n at which Rn is non-zero, those frequencies will be present. So we will calculate Rn and x of t will contain those harmonics for which Rn is non-zero, and the harmonics which will be absent are those for which Rn equal to 0. So which means if Rn is non-zero, so nth harmonic will exist. If Rk is 0, which means kth harmonic will be absent. And if R0 is non-zero, which means DC frequency or F0 equal to 0 or DC component will exist. So this is the bottom line which you should remember up till from this discussion. So till now we have discussed in detail the complete set of mutually orthogonal real signals. So now let us try to make the complete set of mutually orthogonal complex signals. So I am writing the complete set e to the power jn omega naught t, where n is changing from minus infinity to infinity. It represents complete set of mutually orthogonal complex signals in the time period 0 to 2 pi by omega naught. So if I will take any arbitrary signal x of t, this is your arbitrary signal 0 t naught, and this signal is a non-sinusoidal periodic signal with time period 2 pi by omega naught. So we know that any arbitrary signal can be written as weighted sum of harmonically related mutually orthogonal signals. So this we already know. So let us try to understand this set. So if I will expand, or I will write all the elements, so I will get e power minus j omega naught t, 1 e power j omega naught t, and another infinite number of elements, and this is the complete set of periodic signal in the time period of 2 pi by omega naught. So let us try to test. I am considering this as x1t, this is a x2t. We know that if a signal if it has to represent a complete set of mutually orthogonal signals, then the inner product of two different signals should always be equal to 0. So I am writing this as e power minus j omega naught t into e to the power j omega naught t conjugate dt. So this we have defined as the inner product. So it becomes 0 to 2 pi by omega naught e power minus j omega naught t. This conjugate also becomes minus j omega naught t dt. So we can write it as 0 to 2 pi by omega naught e to the power minus j to omega naught dt. And we can write this as 0 to 2 pi by omega naught cos 2 omega naught t dt minus j 0 to 2 pi by omega naught sine 2 omega naught t dt. So we know that this integration and this integration will become 0, or we can say that the inner product of two different signals comes out to be 0. So now let us try to calculate the inner product of two same signals. So it will become e power j omega naught t into e power j omega naught t conjugate. So I have taken same signal x1t, so it will again become x1 conjugate t. So I can write it as 0 to 2 pi by omega naught e power j omega naught t into e power minus j omega naught t dt. So it becomes 1 0 to 2 pi by omega naught dt. Our answer comes out to be 2 pi by omega naught t. So here also we have seen that the inner product of two different signals in the time period of 2 pi by omega naught becomes non-zero, while the inner product of same signal, this is 0, while the inner product of same signal remains non-zero. So this can represent the complete set of mutually orthogonal signals. So the set is e to the power jn omega naught t, where n varies from minus infinity to infinity, and if I will expand it, it will become e power minus j omega naught t, 1 e power j omega naught t, and so on. So if we have any arbitrary signal, this is periodic non-sinusoidal signal which is our arbitrary signal. This signal can be written as weighted sum of harmonically related mutually orthogonal signals. So all these signals are mutually orthogonal, I will assign the weight to these signals. So I will write it as C minus 1 e power minus j omega naught t, C naught into 1, C1 into e power j omega naught t up to infinity, or I can write this Fourier series as summation of Cn e power jn omega naught t, where n varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this was our signal x of t, and we have written its Fourier series as summation of Cn e power jn omega naught t, where n varies from minus infinity to plus infinity. This Fourier series is known as complex Fourier series or exponential Fourier series. Now we can write Cn as 1 by t naught minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2 x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt, and this is known as complex or exponential Fourier series coefficient. Also, to calculate C naught, we will use same formula as of A naught, which is area of x of t in one time period divided by one time period, and it is always equal to A naught or R naught. Also, we can establish a relation between Cn, An and Bn. So we know that this is x of t e power minus jn omega naught t dt. So I can write it as 1 by t naught one time period integration x of t cos n omega naught t dt minus j 1 by t naught one time period x of t sin n omega naught t dt. And we know that this expression is an by 2 and this particular expression is bn by 2. So Cn becomes an by 2 minus j bn by 2. So from here you can write mod Cn as an square plus bn square by 4, or you can write it as rn by 2. So this is the value of mod Cn. So for the calculation of frequency, we have already used that frequencies present in non-sinusoidal periodic signal x of t are those frequencies or those harmonics for which Rn becomes non-zero. We have seen that Rn is nothing but 2 times of mod Cn. So we can also write that the frequencies present in the non-sinusoidal signal are those frequencies or those harmonics for which mod of Cn becomes non-zero. So whenever we have to calculate the frequencies present in a non-sinusoidal signal, we will either calculate Rn or Cn, and we will calculate those harmonics for which Rn or mod of Cn becomes 0. For example, if mod C5 becomes 0, which means R5 by 2 will also become 0, and if R5 becomes 0, then obviously this R5 cos 5 omega naught t minus 5 will be absent, or the frequency of 5 omega naught or 5 f naught will be absent. So that is it from this lecture, and we will extend this lecture in the next class. Thank you.
So if you have liked today's lecture and you want to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, the very first thing that you should understand that you should use this particular code. What is the code? The code is Vishal Gate. Write my name and attach gate to it. So by using this particular code, you will be getting all the advantages of the Unacademy Plus. All the added advantages will be directly assigned to you. Secondly, you will directly come to under my guidance, and that will surely help you to crack the examination in the least possible time, and you will also get the guidance of the complete team. Okay, and the most important thing is that you will immediately get the 10% discount on that. So immediately you are enabled to get 10% discount once you use this coupon code. So for example, if you talk about the Plus subscription, which is costing you 25,000 for 1 year, and if you use this coupon code Vishalgate, immediately you are going to get 10% discount, which is 22,500. And if you talk about the Iconic, for the Iconic subscription of the 12 month, this will cost you around 40,400. So these are the cost of the 12 months. And if you want to talk about the 2-year subscription cost of the Plus, it is your 27,000 after discount. If you want more discount than 10%, and you have already attended the special classes, then you will be having some credits in your account. Do not forget to use those credits so that you can get more discount than 10%. Now, how can you pay these amounts? So there is one good news for you, that you can pay this amount by using credit cards and debit cards by using the facility of the zero cost EMI. So if you want to pay this particular amount of 22,500 with the help of zero cost EMI, so the zero cost EMI can be availed by using credit cards and debit cards. Remember, you can use the credit card of any company, but the debit card is allowed for HDFC and the Bajaj Finserv. Apart from that, if you want to directly pay this much of amount, you think that this particular amount is the most affordable fees that can be provided to you for 1 year subscription, तो आप directly क्या कर सकते हैं? You can use this credit card, debit card, direct payment. You can also go for the EMI options, okay, and you can directly pay this amount by using net banking. Every time you think of the Unacademy Plus subscription, the first thing that should come in your mind is this particular code. Do not forget to use this code once you take the subscription, because I have already told you that this particular coupon code is going to give you the lot of advantages, so you cannot miss the opportunity to use this code. So every student who want to come on to the Unacademy Plus, they want to take the advantages of the Unacademy Plus, they want to empower themselves in the best possible manner in this digital era, they want to be the part of this revolution, then this is the time for you. You do not have to wait for it. If you are in the first year, if you are in the second year, you are in the third year, the best possible time is right now to prepare for the examination, to dedicate yourself, to give yourself the opportunity so that you can get the success as early as possible. Apart from that, you should also join this GATE aspirant group. So this GATE aspirants group is already having 150k plus students, so you can join it. There are a lot of discussions going on between students. You can get the advantage of those discussions. Okay, you can also join this Creatrix channel, which is a Telegram channel. So everyone has to join this channel so that you can get all the PDFs of the lecture which is being assigned to you. Fine. There are various channels which you can go for it. So various channels in the association with Creatrix, so you can follow the channel of your interest. And this is it in today's lecture. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you so much.